Morning guys, and welcome back to Winding and Racing. Well, today I'm going to be doing some work on the Rally Bug. Now, I have to finish welding up these inner fenders, and the problem that I have is that the welding wire that I have in there, I got 035. I don't want to switch out the wire in order to be able to burn such. This is only 20 gauge sheet metal. And so even at 120 amps, it blows it away. It blows holes through. So went down to the local hardware store and I picked up some 3/16 rod here, and I'm gonna bend that, curve that into the inside of this joint here, and then I'll be able to melt that across and fill these gaps, and it'll make it heavy enough on the corner that I can actually do some grinding and shaping on this side. So once I do that, then I can reinstall. The body itself is actually, that looks like 16 gauge, which is a little bit thicker, and some of this is actually 2 layers. So I'm not worried about welding the 20 gauge to the flat of the 16 gauge, but these corners, I could spend all day in a lot of frustration trying to close these joints up just because it's such thin metal. And you know, don't want to deal with that. I'll just throw a piece of round stock in there and burn it across and seal that up real quick, because ultimately what I want to get done today is the framework for the cargo area, which I'll be using. Got some tubing and some angle iron there, and so I'm going to build a couple for then the 1-inch tubing, which will be basically the lid. That'll be the framework for the lid, just like this, 1-inch tubing. But it will come down and rest into the angle iron, which I will be mounting to the body. So I'm gonna get to work. I'm gonna finish up these inner fenders real fast. You guys have seen a couple of videos on me fabricating that, so you really don't need to see more. I'll bring you back for the finished product, and then we'll start some fun stuff, which is fabricating the cargo area. So I'm gonna get some work done, bring you guys back, and we'll see you in a bit. Well guys, I just got done running a couple of beads, and I wanted to show you what the benefits of having a bigger piece of metal in there when you're dealing with such thin stuff here. Now, as you can see, I put the round stock in there. And while I'm welding, I'm actually, and you can see clearly on this one, I'm directing the heat on the heavy stuff, and what I like to call it, I wash the heat down into the thinner sheet metal there. And as you can see, we got good penetration, except for that, which is bent there. But we got good penetration on through, and we didn't blow any holes. You see that? We're clearly very well penetrated, and this inner fender is never going to break there. I don't need to go all the way around, but it is sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. And then when I get to welding this portion onto the body itself, like I said, that's nice and thick. I'll be able to turn my heat down a little bit and wash the Volkswagen steel into this 20 gauge inner fender that I fabricated. So wanted to give you a look at that. I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to do the other one still, and then we're going to get to the fun stuff, which is building the cargo area. So I'll be back in a bit. I just wanted to show you that little bit, a little tech advice there. Well guys, I got a little work done today. We as I showed you earlier, I welded in that round stock into the corners. Got good penetration into the 20 gauge. These things are solid now. And then I welded into here. Now I tell you, something about this steel from Germany, or I don't know, this is 69, maybe you guys know. Was this thing produced in Germany or Mexico? I know they switched to Mexico at some point. But, you know, some points of my welding just went very smooth, nice penetration, everything. And other parts, as soon as I touch the metal of the body, it's like, you know, not today, American, sprechen die Deutsch. And it just blew away, just like a very bright flash, and the metal just went away. So, you know, I was able to get welds all the way across, but it took a little bit of work. Just dabbling in metal as I went. I mean, I'd have to, like, basically at the end of my tip of the 035 wire, there'd be a little ball, and I just boop, and just stick it to the metal, and that was enough to adhere. Some of these welds turned out mighty nice. Some got a little ugly, because in fact I still got a little hole there. But man, it was a job getting these solidly welded. They're in there, bolted down. I will when I strip the body and everything. As you can see, there's still some strip when I take it all apart and do some finished welding. I'll do that. But this is basically the shelf where the frame for the cargo deck is going to go to. So on top of that will be the 1-inch tubing, and then the diamond plate there. And as you can see right there, if you carry it down to where it's actually gonna go underneath the battery there, you know, I got a good 2 inches there. And we also got some I don't know where they're at, but we got some rubber covers that'll go over the terminals, so I'm not too worried about any electrical storm going in there. We were able to get this all welded. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna even make little pieces of metal to go in there and make it just solid all the way across. And then I'll carry across here, and across here I'll weld to the chassis there to pick up the right elevation on the gas tank mount there. And then on the back of the gas tank mount will be diamond plate shielding it also. So it's about lunchtime for me, so I'm gonna run in and get a sandwich, then I'm gonna come out and do some more cutting and tacking. I think we got that hurricane coming back. It's starting to get windy out here, which isn't helping blowing the CO2 away either. But I'm going to get at least the ledge built all the way around, and then tomorrow I'll build the framework, cut the diamond plate, get some hinges mounted, and we'll have that deck. So anyways, I'm gonna go have lunch, and I'll be back out. Well guys, I tell you, it's getting hot and getting a little bit late in the day, so I'm gonna call it quits. But so basically what I got is the shelf there that the cargo area, the diamond plate framework will sit on top of this all the way around. The chassis and the body, they're designed to separate. You see all the mounts I can unbolt this one there and lift the body off, and then have the tube chassis, which is the car, separate. So I'm not going to join this angle iron to here, but from here I will have angle iron come across from here, from basically the gas tank mount to the chassis. So the chassis will be independent from the body structure. And then there are hinges available that you can actually lift up, push to the side, and be able to remove. And you get those from a wrought iron shop. So I'm gonna build the framework in the morning. You guys will be along for that. And then I'll have to run down and buy the hinges, and then cut the diamond plate, shoot some screws, and that will all be done. And then I do got a friend that has a brake. I want to have this one piece, this curved piece here out of diamond plate, put a brake right here to come down. Then I can shoot screws also along there. And that will basically come all the way around. I'm going to have another piece of diamond plate. I'm not sure how I'm going to handle this ledge here, because the tubing structure, 1-inch round tubing structure, I'm going to actually use those bolts. Those bolts there, and what's missing here was for the convertible top apparatus to bolt to. But I'm going to use it to go ahead and build that one elevated tubing to make the structure a little bit bigger, or the cargo area a little bit bigger. So that's all to come tomorrow. I did quite a bit today between finishing up and welding up the fenders, the inner fenders. They're all good and sturdy now. This bit of welding across here, got that all done. So I'm ready to rock and roll on the diamond plate structure and get that little cargo bed put together. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and like and subscribe. You're gonna see me finish up the rally bug stuff there. My son's still got to wire up the ignition and the whole back end of things. He spent a whole day wiring up the lighting and everything yesterday. It was quite a job, quite a tedious job there. And he's better at that stuff than I am. I'm good at fabricating, and he's good at the more technical stuff. So anyways, working together, we're going to get Rally Bug all running, and it's going to be one kick butt vehicle. We got this thing in October. It's called Bug Fest, and it's the 3rd week of October here in Tucson. And the goal is to actually have Rally Bug done, painted, beautiful, and everything. So the clock is really clicking on that. We're looking at just what, maybe 6 weeks to have a paint job on this and everything functioning perfect. I'm kind of dreaming about a wing coming off of here. I think that would look totally kick butt, but we'll see. We'll see how far along we get, but I definitely want to take part in the Bug Fest this year. They do a little trip around town, so you can see, you know, a couple of hundred Volkswagen Bugs driving around Tucson, and then the next day will be a swap meet. So it's a pretty neat weekend for everyone that's into Volkswagens. So anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. We're trying to get the subscriptions up, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.